Hello everyone, good morning, and we are back as promised. Yesterday I did a 6.5 hour long live stream or something doing this laboratory and getting it from, which one it is, right, yeah, so taking it from just a watercolour, simple watercolour like this, to this sort of lived in laboratory. And the first thing I've actually noticed, because whenever you go to sleep and then come back to a frame, you always notice something when you come back. I noticed the line on the door isn't equal to the other line, or isn't parallel. So what I really need to do is make it so it is. It could be like that, and then now what I can do is use this as a guide, and we put which layers? Okay, they're all on the same layer. I'll do it on the bars layer, can't I? So what I'm going to do is, yeah, like I just said, I'll draw a line so it's equal. Goes parallel with what there, right? And then go on to the layer that I need and sort of push this all up using the old finger tool. But yeah, we spent 6.5 hours or so yesterday working on this. I think I was streaming from midday till about 6 in the evening, half six. By the end, my hand was like incredibly cramped up. You re-yell, how are we doing again? Not an Overwatch stream then. No, I was planning on streaming, playing some video games, but I ended up last night going over what I wanted to do this morning with this, and this one over. I was like, actually, you've got some time. You can finish this stream. Oh, you can finish this frame, sorry, on stream. And I was thinking last night, I was like, because originally I was going to end the stream and work on finishing this behind the scenes, and that's hence why I was going to play Overwatch or something. But then my hand was killing me, and I think I only had enough in me to make a the word I'm looking for, social media image involving the embryos in the jars. So I made an image quickly and posted that on my social media account on Instagram and posted it on the Chaos Theory on Twitter. There's like a really early tease for episode 3. It was all the embryos in the jars, so you might have seen that. There you go, that looks much better. Okay, so we were doing all the detail on these shelves. I might do some more. Do some more of these little vials. Mr. Vigilant says, I'm working on the Megaraptor enclosure right now. No, this is the laboratory. This is underground. Yeah, so this is where they make the dinosaurs. This isn't anywhere near the Megaraptor paddock. I had a thought last night as well on how to do a certain something, and I'll explain it in a minute. No, I just said, yeah, Mr. Vigilant, yeah, no, this is the laboratory. The closest thing to a Megaraptor you're going to see in this frame is its fetus in this jar, alongside all these other glorious beasts. Of which, actually, I do want to just add a bit of detail to this one. Wait, are we still drawing on the bars layer? Bloody hell. Copy that then. Goodness me. I'm terrible with that. There we go, now manage those layers. Yo, Red Hood, how we doing? He's like, it's a moment like this, I wonder what's Danny Lavito up to? What? Is that an Amarasaurus fetus I see there? No, it's Camarasaurus. Remember in episode 1 of Dino-Defenders, there's a Camarasaurus. But yeah, so like this morning, early this morning, I kind of woke myself up a little bit and I was like, oh, you know what? And I had this like idea for something to do with this frame. And let me just get this finger tool and then I'll explain. So I was originally going to turn this into a computer. And then I thought, you know, I was gonna do dinosaur eggs yesterday. One of the things I was talking about was doing sort of an egg incubator. Almost like what you see in Jurassic Park, you know, the sort of podium with the eggs all in like a nice little mock nest. And then I thought, actually, I'm gonna make this different to Jurassic Park because that's good. Like, I need to be as different as possible. They're gonna have like synthetic eggs, so they're gonna have they're not even gonna be eggs, they're gonna be like plastic bags with liquid in them, and you can see the dinosaur fetuses growing inside the plastic bags, and they're all gonna be hung up inside this thing, or on a rack. Red Hood says, I saw someone call the Brachiosaurus from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom a Stegosaurus, and someone corrected her by saying it's a Brontosaurus. I've officially lost all faith in humanity. Some people just don't, you know, they're not paying as much attention as we are. Even when it comes down to something as simple as a dinosaur name. But yeah, I'm gonna have these fake dinosaur growing bags, because I think that's gonna be like way more interesting than just like egg. Rail says maybe plastic egg-like containers. Oh well, I think that would be like a see-through egg kind of thing. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of like this bag, like it's almost like a blood bag that you're seeing them in. Like, it's just something kind of weird, because I want it to feel like sort of as unnatural as possible, if you get me. But I do kind of like the idea of a see-through plastic egg. I'll be working on that in a second. Didn't the Jurassic Park novel have plastic eggs? Yeah, that's yeah. No, I think I'll stick with the bag because it's like different. Yeah, there can be like a sort of an egg-shaped bulge in the bag that like the fetus is floating in. Yeah, I'll do that. Like extra protection around the fetus before the plastic bag that resembles the eggs. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll draw one of those in a minute. I'm just finishing off some of this detail on this shelf. Yeah, so I did a social media image yesterday, which looked like this, which I posted on my Instagram and the Twitter. I thought it'd be kind of cool to post all the different embryos in their jars, like a teaser for episode 3. Riel says you're figuring out narrative details as you draw. Yeah, I'm literally making up this thing as I go along. Like, I know the series, like I kind of know where I want to take the series, and there's certain scenes I want to get to, and dialogue I need to get to have the story make sense. But like in terms of like the actual visuals, for the most part, I'm just making up as I go. So. Riel says, man, I love that. More freestyle writing. Redhead says, the embryos remind me of rejected clones from Alien Resurrection. Good. Yeah, that's what we, it's all inspired by that sort of stuff. Frankenstein and that. Right, just before I move on to the embryos in the bags, just before I do that, I just want to add one more thing here. So I'm going to add a new layer. Call this Details 2. Spelled correctly. Making that noise. Oh. It's also like the idea of making up this stuff as I go is also partly to help you guys in the stream, because you guys might come up with an idea for something that I think will really work with the show. So I'll like incorporate it or whatever. Mr. Vigilant says, I recently watched episode 2 and I was wondering what Cornelius is a hybrid dinosaur. Is he a hybrid dinosaur? Is he one of a kind Ceratosaurus? He's a Proceratosaurus. Proceratosaurus. Like an infant. There is a clue to what type of dinosaur he is in episode 2. They don't outrightly say it yet. They will do. But Jess says the line, if only Woodward was here alive to see this. And if you look up who was involved in the discovery of the Proceratosaurus, there's a paleontologist called Woodward. I don't remember his full name now, let me see. Arthur Smith Woodward, that's it. Oh no, he initially studied it, that was it. But like instead of actually saying its name, like there is a very, the guy who studied the Proceratosaurus early on in England was called Arthur Smith Woodward, so that's why Jess, the paleontologist, says if only Woodward was alive to see this. Red Hood says Ceratosaurus deserves more love, such an underrated animal. Well, the thing is though, is the thing about Ceratosaurus, especially in pop culture. I agree, more Ceratosaurus is, is good. But Ceratosaurus was actually the first dinosaur in a live action film. It was the first dinosaur ever put to screen. Obviously you had like Gertie the dinosaur, which was like a drawing. But in what was it? Is it Brute Force? There's that giant animatronic Ceratosaurus. That's like from 1914 or something. Like a silent movie. The Ceratosaurus was like the first dinosaur ever put to screen, and it has many films featuring it from like the 70s or 60s. Ray Harryhausen movies and all that. I mean, in recent times, it's in Jurassic World Evolution, probably most notably at the moment, in terms of pop culture. But I agree, it could be in more movies. Okay, we've got another bin here. Because I want to like give off that there's like lots of waste from what they're doing. Yeah, some grime. This isn't going to be the most, not exactly the most sanitary laboratory. Meant to be. Riel says, speaking of references, I named my ASG alias EU after Orpakrika, one of the lizard dinosaur ancestors. Hope you don't mind if I share. No, of course not. OSHA would be shook. What's OSHA? Red Hood. Whew. One of the earliest times I've ever streamed. Just turning 9 o'clock in the morning now. I had to get up early because I got a pack because I'm away for the weekend. Climbing a mountain. Gonna see some waterfalls. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, an agency of the US government under the Department of Labor with the responsibility of ensuring safety at work and the healthful work environment. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, they would be sure. That's also one of the reasons, like in episode 1 of Dino-Defenders, I mentioned that I had Rose mention that they're in sort of, I don't think this exists in real life, but like international waters in the ocean where, like, you know, it's lawless because no country owns that water. Well, I'm imagining like this jungle is so thick that they're in sort of like an international waters, but in a jungle, and no one owns this jungle, so that's why there's like no laws or anything like that. So they can get around doing things that are like sort of kind of haphazard. Okay, so we got that bin there. That's good. A bit of a shadow underneath it. Okay, so let's design one of these bags. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to make the layer white. Actually, no, I'll make it grey because we're going to have to see behind it, aren't we? Ah. And then make another new layer. I'm going to call this one bag. I'm just going to have a look at having a look at some pictures of like IV drip bags and okay, so we want to do white. Up to maybe that. Uncharted land. What if they're in Bermuda? Yeah, adding more to the back. I mean, one of the characters mentions the Amargay in episode 2. Amargay are sort of native to South America. Actually, they're more straight than that. More like. And it has like a kind of bulge in it like this. The reason I'm doing it so big is so like I can save it as a separate file, and then if I need a shot of like these things hung up in detail, I can use this again. It's like killing two birds with one stone. I mean, I could draw it really small in the background, but it's like if I draw it big, then if I ever need a time where you see them up close, I have the file at hand. I don't have to draw it again. And plus I'll probably use it on a poster or something at some point. I want to get a picture of one and I'm sort of looking at this sort of thing. Mr. Vision said, I had an idea. What if Rose had a friend? Metalanosaurus. Basically a reptilian sloth. It's very much an underrated species. Well, Cornelius is Rose's little pet. I know we haven't seen them together. Well, in a way, this is pet, but I'll keep that in mind. I don't know how I could fit that in, but I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I can put a nod to it somewhere. Yo, Night Docs. There's Jackal. How are we doing? Jackal! Jackal! It's a jackal! Is that a Family Guy reference? Yeah, it was a Family Guy one. Redhead says, question for all. What do you guys say is an underrated theropod? For me, it's Acrocanthosaurus. Mine is a T-Rex. I don't know, what would be an underrated theropod? Megaraptor? Well, I've got it in my series. Majority of the theropods are underrated, says Mr. Vigilant. Night Dog says, I personally love saying the word Pachycephalosaurus. Redhead says, I was surprised when I found out Megaraptor was not a dromaeosaur. Trying to get the look of the bag down right, so it looks like an actual bag. This Vigilance said they thought it was based off it. They thought it was based off its hand that looked like a dromaeosaur foot. Yeah, it has like basically the sickle claw on the Megaraptor is on its hand, not on its foot. I mean, that could be like one of those scientific discoveries that they, proves to be wrong over time. Maybe it is on its foot or something. But I kind of like the idea that that's what makes it different. Dino Croc. Right, so we've got that. Ree Yell says, any behind the scenes DPG stuff you could talk about? Ooh. Let me just try to think. I mean, I can show you the I've got right next to me. I usually bring this up on some streams, but I've got the InGen list, which is probably going to be got that right here, the printed off version, and that has I got it all laminated. That's got stuff that's not in the official. I think a Apatosaurus that's here was changed to Corymphosaurus, and it has at the back Trudon, the one from Jurassic Park the game, which I took out. So this end page, in the actual final one, this end page has like a whole different section in it. But in this version, it has the Trudon, and it says viable embryos were destroyed before the sabotage took place. Asset was thought to be terminated by, and the name's blank, which obviously would have been the Sorkin. But evidence suggests that they were moved to a secret quarantine pens before power loss released them into the wild. All evidence suggests this animal has been killed off. The regrowth of this asset is strictly prohibited, which was meant to be tying in Jurassic Park the game a lot more, but we ended up opting out of that direct reference and just leaving in the bit, like the little nod to it in the opening statement of this doc that talks about a park veterinarian knowing about someone potentially stealing embryos from the island. But yeah, so I have the actual prop version we used to scan in for the website right next to me. The old InGen list. go. Nice little behind the scenes nod for you there. Reddit says, just the fact that the Jurassic Park the game Trudon was considered makes me happy. Yeah, well, I thought it was maybe a bit too on the nose, and then when you read Sorkin's journals that came with Jurassic Park the game, like, she talks about how it was like completely removed from the list. So it was like, oh, it kind of that and the Filosaurus, like, they weren't on in Jen's list because they were deliberately removed. So I was like, actually, that wouldn't make sense then that they have something in there and it's too on the nose, whereas I like there's a more subtle nod to it in the other bit. Less is more, as they say. Riel says, I could listen to behind the scenes stuff all day. You guys are doing the greatest stuff. Who knows more about a fan base than the fans? Yeah, well, that's the balance we have to strike, you know. We have to listen to like what the fans want. Then we have to listen to what the filmmakers want, or what they're planning to do. And then we have to go, well, how do we strike that balance of making everyone happy, but at the same time try not to step on anyone's toes, as it were. And there will be some people out there who probably think we did stand on people's toes, considering what was written on the DPG website. But all I have to say at this point in time is they just have to trust us that, you know, it's all part of a wider picture. And yeah, so I guess striking that balance. So it's like we mentioned Jurassic Park the game in the, like, as a nod, but we leave it just ambiguous enough so it's like if you don't want to consider that game canon, then you don't have to. Like, it's, you can have it both ways and the story still works on screen in the films. If you do consider that game canon for whatever reason, I actually personally don't. So, you know, I don't think it is canon. I think the films sort of contradict it a little bit more. But I liked elements of that game. That's why we were like, oh, let's just incorporate elements of it, so then, and keep it ambiguous enough so if people do want to consider it canon, they can still. Because I like the game. There's just a few little details that I'm like, well, that kind of just goes against what we see in the films that, you know, I don't think it works in the canon, but soft canon as the being thrown around now. Red, it says, as a great man once said, trust in nature, life will find a way. Well, that's Hammond stealing words from Malcolm, so, you know. Okay. So then there's going to be sort of an egg. We're going to do the best of both. So it's like the bag, but it has an egg inside it. Or like an egg sort of bit around it. Now it looks like it's squashing in. I want it to do the opposite. Reddit says, imagine poor Grant in the middle of nowhere in Montana, finally relaxing and having a good beer after a long dig, only to turn on the news and hear about Lockwood disaster. Imagine that. Oh no. Not again. Who's gonna pay me this time? That's what he would say. Yo, Dino. He says, I hope that is how the film opens, by the way. Oh no, not again. Yep. What a good fanfic fan film of Jurassic Park. Redhead says, look up Jurassic Park from mainland. Send that to Riel. Yeah, Jurassic Park mainland's great. Great fanfic. That's the stop motion one, isn't it? I remember watching that years ago, just as they announced Jurassic World, and being like, "Oh, this is not what we're gonna get, but this is like what I imagined would have been like." Had there been a Jurassic Park 4 directly after Jurassic Park 3, it probably would have looked like something like that. But the thing is, though, like, because Redhead says yes, we all imagine Jurassic Park 4 to be like that. But the thing is, like, as much as I enjoy that fanfic, had that been what Jurassic Park 4, if that is what we would have got, it would have been, and no disrespect to the fan who made that, it wouldn't have been as interesting as what we got, in my opinion. And I know whenever I praise Jurassic World, I sound biased because I helped market the movie, but I find the story of Jurassic World way more interesting than just another, dinosaurs are on the mainland, but it's just people running away from dinosaurs with no real interesting reason as to why. Like doing a refreshing start with like the open park and everything was a much more interesting angle to rejuvenate the franchise. Dino says, who remembers that little teaser trailer for Jurassic World's teaser trailer? I remember seeing it and feeling uneasy knowing I was finally looking at footage from the 4th installment. Then we got the actual trailer and wow. Yeah, it was the one that showed the gate, the boys in the gyrosphere, Gallimimus is running, and then the elevator doors opening to show Owen and Claire turning around, right? That's all it was. Okay, so I'm going to look up cross-section of a bird egg. Get rid of that. So I got this picture of a bird embryo here. I'm actually gonna copy the bag. New layer. Gonna basically make up the inside of this egg. Kind of similar to how this is. Surreal to think Jurassic World is almost 5 years old. We've had another film in between then. I think it's weird, like, it was weird for me to say Jurassic Park 4's out to myself, because we'd waited so long. But saying that Jurassic Park 4's been and gone and we've had Jurassic Park 5, well, that's weird. Because the wait was so long between movies, it's like, still has that feeling of like, it's almost like an unbelievable thing. It's like, oh, got it after all that time? Almost look at it like Jurassic Park, some Jurassic Park fans, myself I'll include in this, it's almost like it's like Castaway. Like we've been on the island for so long that when you come off the island it's like, what? Am I off? Like it feels like a dream world. Mr. Vigilant says, maybe I'm asking too much, but what if the synthetic shell is see-through when the light is shined onto it? It is going to be see-through. Like it's going to be like a clear thing. I mean, that probably would kill an embryo because it's like having the light or whatever, but it's fiction. Now what I'm going to do actually is I am I just want to make sure I get sort of the similar shape because this is going to be a Kentrosaurus. Okay. Dr. Aaron Cooler says dinosaur bubble tea. Yeah. Yeah, Jack. It's safe to say both Jurassic and Godzilla fandoms are stronger than ever before. I like the Kong. What was the Kong trailer I really liked? I've got it saved. There was a particular one that they made. I can't remember which trailer it was though. I really enjoyed. Godzilla, yeah, the Godzilla teaser trailer when that dropped. My God, that was exciting. Mr. Vigilant said, I got to see the Godzilla teaser trailer at San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. It was fantastic to see it in person. Did the crowd go absolutely nuts? When Godzilla 2014 dropped, when it came out, well, actually no, when it was about to come out. Sorry, I was working at the Empire Cinema in London, and the boss there knew I was a big like Godzilla fan because I kept telling him how excited I was, and because they sometimes held premieres there. I kept asking him if we were going to have the Godzilla premiere, and he was like, "Oh, it's still on the cards or whatever." But then the Warner Brothers UK team were having a staff screening of the film at our cinema, and my boss managed to get me a seat in there. He was like, I can't promise you that you will get a seat, but if someone pulls out or something, we'll get you in. So come on the night, and then oh no, it was like ridiculously early in the morning. That was it. He was like, just come in the morning. Obviously you don't have work, but come in, and we'll wait and see. So I went, and luckily someone didn't turn up, and I got to sit down with all the staff members and watch it. And it was really funny because it was like they all kept looking at me because they were all in like sort of smart clothing, and I was the only one wearing a Godzilla t-shirt. Best boss ever. He was a good one. Redhead says, as much as I'm happy with what Godzilla King of the Monsters delivered, I still wonder what Gareth Edwards' Godzilla 2 would have looked like. Yeah, I always wondered that. It would have been interesting to see like what he would have done with it. You can almost guarantee it might not have been as sort of crazy. There probably would have been less monster action. I don't know, I reckon he would have done Ghidorah. Yeah, I saw some of the early concept art on the making of on the King of the Monsters Blu-ray. I was a bit disappointed with the behind the scenes stuff on that Blu-ray, if I'm honest. It weren't as in depth as I was kind of hoping for, but you do. Go. Isn't that looking particularly gross? Yeah, I like. I'm with you, Redhead. Like, I do like what they did with Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I did miss the tone of Gareth Edwards. Okay, so there's probably going to be some more details to do, but there's one other bag. Actually, before I do that, copy that. What I'm going to do is take this one over. Flip it. Actually, no, they should probably grow in a minute. Basically just gonna do the same again, but like mix it up a little bit so it doesn't look exactly the same. And I haven't put the numbers on it or anything yet. Dino-Defenders says that actually looks great. What dinosaur is this an embryo of again? This is the Kentrosaurus. I think with the spike on its back and stuff, I think it just kind of looks very xenomorphish. It'd be a nice sort of nod to Alien. One is literally going to be bean. It's like there's going to be barely anything here. Redhead says, "This is how you create dinosaurs?" No. How you play God. Maybe I will make it look like just very subtly. Something different. the Mothra waterfall scene in Godzilla King of the Monsters had me giggling and cracking like a little child. It was like watching JP for the first time. I kind of wish with Mothra that they didn't make her so bright, because when you watch like the making of, the amount of detail that went into that model is like amazing, and you don't really get to appreciate it in the actual film as much as, you know, I mean, I would have liked. You know, that said, I know why they did the bright light. It's like it's quite realistic the way it like looks, you know, in terms of how bright it is and how big Mothra is. But I do wish, especially in the waterfall scene, I kind of wish we did get a better look at her. Like, I like the whole lava scene, like in lava scene, in the whole, you know, underground bunker. That was great because we got a good look at her. I guess they wanted to reveal the full reveal of Mothra when she comes descending out of the clouds to attack Rodan, or Ghidorah, sorry. But I do kind of wish they just toned down the brightness of her. Just a touch, that's all. Just a little bit. Dino the Freak says the closest we get to seeing her details is when she's fighting Rodan and standing on Godzilla. I hope she gets her own canon solo comic, like what they're doing with Kong. Yeah, it would be cool. So because this one's in sort of like early development, I'm gonna make it so it's like it has a different sort of chemical being used to help its growth. leaning up the edge of these eggs. Yeah, they look pretty swish. If I was to ever discover a dinosaur, says Red Hood, I would call it Paul Kirbysaurus Enterprisiness. Enterprisiness, just to piss people off. Name it after a Jurassic Park 3 character. Funny. Eric Kirbyosaurus. Amanda Kirbysaurus. Amandasaurus, there you go. That you'd call it. Mr. Vigilante says, or Mr. Vigilant, sorry, says, I want to say Kentrosaurus babies and fetuses would have had blunt nubs to cause less stabbing of the egg, but since it's supposed to be with exaggerated animals, it doesn't really matter. Well, the I'm imagining that this spike on the side of it is like soft, like it's really flexible. It's like it's not hard at all. Because they're like little squishy things. Okay, so let me get rid of this picture. This egg. Rid of this grey, and you can see like how they're like see-through. Which I actually might fix with new layer and merge these together. You want to put a very, very bright pink just behind them. Cooposaurus professionalis. Yes, yes, there you go. Okay, so let me just open up the old. I'm going to go back to embryo jars edit, where I was doing edits to the embryos. I'm going to put these in there. Save that. Because I was doing like subtle changes to these for the poster I was doing. Now, if I mean, we did all that work, like I said, but they're going to be hung up in here. This one we're just going to edit a little bit more, just so it looks different. Again. Oh, I didn't do the names, did I? Oh, bugger. Gonna have to go back. Go back. Undo. Unlearn what you have learned. From that little space film. Do it again. Get a grey again. So we want Introsaurus V8, and then we're going to have some numbers. Yeah. Warp them subtly so they don't. Looks like the bag is warped. That. And then Red Hood 23, because of your Cooposaurus professionalis, I will put a little, what is it? RH23, just to give it some sort of like code number. But it's a little nod to you while we were painting these. Like so. Okay, Red, have a good night. Look at that, like, just as I give him a homage, he leaves. Then we'll do it again, all again. Warp this one. I'll go make another tea in a second. One, 2, 3, 4. that. That. And this one we will do $26. So we've got the numbers on there, which I forgot to do. There you go, they look much better now, don't they? Look at that. Do what we were doing before. Let me put those guys back in. It's actually good that I did that, because now if I want bags without numbers on, I want to change them. Change what species in there or whatever, I have that option. Mr. Vigilant says, will we be getting any new species later in the series? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. There's a few species that I haven't mentioned. Well, I say a few, like maybe one or two. But I have to wait for those. Anyway, where was I? I was doing, wasn't I? Getting the look of this. See you later, Dino. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I want to duplicate this layer and then subtly back so it looks like there's some behind them. I'll mix them around a little bit. Then I'm going to do the glass over this. I'll add some more details into this cupboard, but you can start to see like how kind of looking creepy, isn't it? I'm just going to have a look at some more details here. You want a kind of subtle machine in there. I'm just thinking like you have this machine that's like pumping the chemicals and stuff into it. So sort of coming up with this, just making up as I go along, kind of design. It'll have like a heartbeat monitor on it. Draw it. Draw it. Brush. Have different coloured cylinders. Have like a... What's the biohazard logo? Ooh, okay, yeah. We have the biohazard logo. We'll have this like on this little machine, but we'll also have it on the wall. Now if I merge those all together, and portion. Thought it like have it like here. Mr. Vigilant says, I'm not... I've got to go, not doing an all-nighter tonight, but I'll send you some stuff I drew during last stream and this stream. Oh nice, thanks Sam. How are we doing on time? Yeah, I'm probably not going to be streaming for much longer because I've got work today and there's some things I need to do. caution biohazard right there. Now we're going to have these red sort of this. That's not what I told you to do. Now I'm just adding this sort of here for the sort of chemical drip. Do like a grey. Use a jet black for the back of the hooks. Looking pretty darn good. Oh, bless me. I'm going to do another layer now and before the Glass. Um, Yo, Chaos Knight, how are we doing? Working on this laboratory, or laboratory, however you want to say it. Just been doing these dinosaur fetuses in these bags with like eggs. Because I wanted to, you know, I want to make this series sort of different to other dinosaur stories like Jurassic Park. So I figured that one of the interesting ways I can make it different is if they grow the dinosaurs in bags rather than, you know, have them birthed in eggs. Gives it that more sort of like scientific, hideous, synthetic feeling. Long hours at the office, he asks. Yeah. I mean, I did a 6-hour live stream yesterday and got most of this done over here with these like failed fetuses and these jars and all this stuff on there. We started from here with this watercolour and then we've gone to there. So, and today I've basically done that. I started, I start 2 hours ago. My word, we've been streaming for 2 hours already. And yeah, so that's basically it. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just thinking right now I need another layer because I want the cooling system. Yeah, cheers, man. So I'm doing like a CO2 canister now. Might be easy. Yes. It's gonna be here. It's all about that detail. It's all about making sure that, you know, the Dino-Defenders is something that is worth watching, and if you pause and have a real look at the scenes, you'll see a lot of detail, and it might even like tell a story about in itself about how the place is run. Yeah, all the little details is Chaos. Yeah. How have you been anyway, Chaos? What have you been up to recently? Been going down in Chaos Town. Bigger brush. Yeah, it says, appreciate all the little extra work put into everything. I've been good, just a lot of work. The holidays are giving me longer hours, and I've been missing all of you. Yeah, I was like thinking, you know, where is our dear Chaos? There's a few faces, but I mean, I had a very busy work month throughout October, so like I didn't stream all that much, admittedly. So it feels like I haven't seen anyone for a while. But yesterday and today it's been like quite refreshing. Yeah, it says also working on moving in with my girlfriend soon. Oh, congratulations, man. I hope that all works out. That's a big step. You'll get to learn each other's little quirks now. That's good fun. Good fun to come home to someone who care for and all that. You can share your day with. Don't worry, man. You have to say sorry. Yeah, she's very supportive and always great to talk to. Good luck, man. You've got my full support. Also, I'm now 30. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the 30s club. Okay. Worries, man. I always like to support those who support me. I mean, just you being here at the stream. I mean, everyone, because I started streaming really early in the UK, everyone stateside had to go to bed, so then there was kind of like a bit of a dead period. Having you pop in is nice. Okay, so I've really got, what's the time? I've got about an hour left that I wanted to stream for today. And there's sort of one area, this table, which I want to add more stuff to. So let's merge all these layers. So now we've got details. That's that as well. So all those details added in. Gone from that to that. Looking pretty good. So now what we need is just more stuff on the side here. Now I was thinking of having a layer new again. going to have like a little tray. Almost 5 AM for me, says Chaos Knight. I've been working on my big story. Man. Have you told me about your story? What's your story about? Well, unless you don't want to like mention it. I don't think what else we could have on the side here. Gonna have a little something in this tray that doesn't look natural. Something sciencey and gooey. I think I mentioned the details, but basically encompasses the Omniverse. It's pretty big, but the main story focuses on my... Oh yes, I remember that. You did mention that before, the Omniverse. Been a work in progress for 10 years. That's what all my stories have been leading to. Wow. And how are you looking to get it out there? Like, how are you thinking of publishing it as a book? I'm finally nearing the end. I'm looking at artists for a graphic novel, but a novel might be better. I mean, a novel you can sort of write it out yourself and then look for publishers or agents who might want to help you publish it. Getting a graphic novel for an artist means you'd have to find an artist who would have the time and the passion for the project. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you this last time, Chaos, about the website Lulu. LULU.com. That's where I self-published my book. I would recommend looking that up unless you've got like proper contacts. You were looking to do it differently, but as a sort of plan B or a safety net, I recommend that. Your girlfriend can draw, but what you have is too much for her. You could get her, well, if she was up for it, you could get her to like draw some concepts for certain things. Sort of help the process a bit. See if she was willing. She remembers. It's not like the best, it's like you have to sort of self-edit. And bear in mind, I haven't been on the website in some time. So, even though my book's on there. So it might have changed since I used it, I don't know. Oh yeah, so you have been on it, yeah. I have some tea. Oh, you've reminded me. I want to go make another cup of tea myself. I'm just going to go do that, and then I'm going to finish up the last bits before I finish the stream. My clock off time for the stream I've set is 12 o'clock. So that's in 55 minutes. So I might make a tea just for the final 55 minutes. And then I will be back. Finishing this bit off. It's very hard to rip myself away from the computer. Fourth wall breaking humour. Villain is you, the reader. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so 1 second and I'll be back to finish this, okay? 2 seconds. Just waiting for the kettle to boil now. Chaos says, actually, I did write a story where the writer was me in the story. Waiting for the kettle to boil, and then good in the hood. Welcome back. Getting quite hungry as well. Had a light breakfast this morning. Yeah, says it's something a few of my favourite comic book writers have done. Grant Morrison did on Animal Man. Yeah. Yeah, when fourth wall breaking stuff works, it really does work. What I'm going to do is go, because I just heard the kettle click. I'll be back in 2 seconds again. I'm just going to mute the mic. I had bacon a few hours ago, says Chaos Knight. Nice. I just had jam sandwiches. Oh no, jam on toast this morning, but I sandwiched the 2 bits of bread together. I had a bit of a early wake-up call. Bunsen burner. Gonna use white. There. On top. You were really sick a few weeks ago and lost a lot of sleep. Well, are you feeling better? Hope it wasn't too bad. Yeah. Colour of the liquid down. Don't want to do 2 colours. Where's the fun in that? Blue just looks like water. Orange. Yo, Ryel says I'm back in the damn process Progress is awesome. Oh yeah, we're getting some lab equipment on the side here. Chaos Knight says I'm getting high school science class flashbacks. Yeah, so am I. That's what I'm tuning in on in my head. I'm like, okay, what was the sort of stuff we had in the lab when I was at high school? We had like Bunsen burners and all that sort of stuff. And plus, I want to have this lab feel, have that feel of like, you know, old school films where the science lab would have like test tubes and files everywhere, and you don't quite know what's going on, but it looks like important work. Riel says, also, are we going for lab accuracy here? Because depending on the liquid in that, it might need to be a different container. No. We're not going for total lab accuracy. You get high school flashbacks. I get, oh crap, I took this test 2 weeks ago flashbacks. Okay, I just need to look up. So we need to do a new layer. Outer glow. That glow like. Get the line tool. It looks pretty intense there, but what I'm going to do is convert that to a smart object. I don't know why it changes colour like that. And use the rubber tool. Just take down some of the subtle, especially on the legs there. Blur it a little bit. There you go. Let me merge those layers. I actually have to move this back to where it was. I don't think the Bunsen burner handle. Personally says I miss school. I miss parts of it, like some of the atmosphere and stuff. Real, ooh, drinking the Darjeeling, it's lovely. Riel says, did you ever have a hard time using the Bunsen burner? I've always had a hard time holding the match with one hand and turning the valve with the other. Also, lighting the match sucks. No, I never had an issue. I always used to like playing with the old Bunsen burners. Me and my friends used to really mess around. We used to don't ever do this. This isn't me saying that you should do this. But we used to get strips of magnesium and put them on the like through the Bunsen burner, and magnesium like lights up really bright when it's on fire, like white hot. Yes, I said I might have done something like that. Yeah. Yeah, we were really naughty. We used to steal strips of magnesium and take them home just so we could do stupid things with them. Remember me and my friend Ross, we used to play with micro machines. And when we were like in high school, we found our old micro machines and we used to like all the army ones. We used to burn the tanks or use magnesium as like an effect in war. Okay, I think that's going to do for now. Yeah, 11:30, not bad timing. I'm actually going to merge all these layers down now. Actually, should I try dropping a shadow on this equipment? Okay, so I'm merging all the layers together. There we go. I'm just going to sort out the look of the liquid in this. But actually, I think I'm going to say I'm done. Well, there we go. So, yeah, it's not too bad, is it? There might be a few extra little details that I add in my own time when I come to adding the characters into this scene. And obviously, as I mentioned, I've got this shot of the lab as well, which, as you can see, that cupboard there is this section here. So all of this I just did. Actually, before I just see about. Right, how do I? Oh, I see. Oh no, it's because I merged it. There we go. I wonder if I can. That will basically go there, like that. It might be handy to actually just have that there, have this as an edit. I can step forward. Is it Shift Control Z? Ah. Oh no. Okay, I gotta do that again. Drop shadow. Okay. Merge these layers. Go in and do what you were doing here. Okay, so yeah, there you go. I'm gonna call it that. Wait, that looks odd. Why does that look odd? Oh, and I should really blur in between the glass. Looks it might actually. Those little details. There we go. Right, done. I'm not going to look at it anymore. It's great, Siska's Night. Thank you very much. Yeah, re-yell everyone likes matches by flicking them that way at one point in their life. Chaos Knight said, when I was a kid I used to bring toys out and play in the snow just for a different atmosphere and realism. I used to do that, but whenever it snowed I used to play Cliffhanger, the film based on the film. Yeah, oh no. My eyes just see these things. Like, I'm not impressed with this bottle. Okay, I'm leaving it. But there you go, there's the science lab so far. I mean, you can kind of see how long it takes to do this sort of thing. What was it, 6.5 hours yesterday and 3 hours today, so there you go. But yeah, there you go. So we went from, let's do it one more time. I like doing this. Let me crop this a little bit so we can see. Go full screen, then it can like change. There you go. That's better. And from that to that, not bad. Now it feels like almost an actual properly functioning laboratory. So anyway, guys, I really hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this. I will be back probably next week at some point. Not too sure when, but just be on the lookout for when I'm streaming. But I'll try and archive. I'm going to archive yesterday's stream now, because that's ready to go. The 6.5 hour long one. And then I'll archive this one maybe at some point. Bear in mind there's going to be a new Terradome episode. The King Kong Skull Island, the final one in that series, is coming up in or within the next couple of weeks at some point. Just when I get around to do it, I'll make it live. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. So I will catch you guys later on. Bye bye.